5 bags I love, but I won't buy. Hello, welcome back to Classics with a Quirk, where I talk about contemporary and luxury designer items and brands with a touch of silliness. If this is the kind of content you find interesting, please do like this video and subscribe for more of it. Thank you. We all have them. Bags that we like looking at, bags that we stare longingly at, bags that we wish that we owned, but know that we probably shouldn't buy them. Today I wanted to talk to you about 5 bags that I really love and have loved for several years, but then I know I shouldn't buy. Some of the reasons are personal to me, obviously, and some of the reasons are about the bags themselves. Obviously, I do like all these bags. None of these bags are bad, or I don't think that any of these bags aren't bags that other people should own, but these are just reasons why I personally shouldn't possess them. The first bag on my list is the Loewe Amazona 16. Now, I think this bag is so cute. I first saw it in 2022 when I went to Italy, and I went to the Loewe store, browsed around. It was super fun, very interesting, like installation-y. And I saw the Amazona and immediately was drawn to it. It was just like this squat little square bag, and I thought it was just adorable. And then I saw how the strap attached, and I really don't like how straps attach on bags like this, where the strap is on one side and then the other side. And so it kind of like sits kind of funny against your body, and you have to like go through the strap to unzip it. I wish that the strap was on either side of the bag instead of one on one, you know? And it has stopped me from purchasing the Loewe Amazona. It's just, that is the reason why I don't think that I should own it. I just know that the strap would really inconvenience me, or not inconvenience me, but just I'd find it annoying, and I also don't like that look where it's on both sides. In contrast, for instance, the Hermes Mini Lindy is also like a squat little bag, but it has the straps on either side of the bag as opposed to kitty corner, like crosswise, diagonal, whatever you want to call that. And I just find that look so much more attractive. In the same way, I have the Louis Vuitton Mini Soft Trunk, and that also has the straps on either side of the bag. And I love that bag. It's so easy to use. I really enjoy using it, and I really like that look. But when the straps are like diagonal from each other, it stops me from wanting to have that bag a lot of the time. And so the Loewe Amazona 16 is probably always going to stay on my I love it, but I shouldn't have it list. The next bag on my list is the Louis Vuitton Speedy 30, and I need to talk about this in a very specific way, because the Louis Vuitton Speedy 30, I've had it before and I don't particularly care for it. I don't like the way that the bag is structured. I don't love the small zipper opening for the size of the bag, and I don't like that it's top handle only. Now, I don't know if my opinion on this would change now, because I do primarily carry my top handle bags only by top handle, but I usually like having the option of shoulder bag, and I just don't particularly care for the size of the bag. The Speedy 30 is quite large, and the shape of it, like the oblong shape of it with the handles being kind of it's not my favorite bag, and I don't have it anymore. However, Louis Vuitton came out a couple years ago with their Masters collection, where they did collaborations with several different artists. They had Monet, they had Van Gogh, and just a bunch of different artists. And the Monet and Van Gogh Speedies are beautiful. I just think the Speedies are so gorgeous. They're works of art. I really enjoy them. Van Gogh is one of my favorite painters. Monet is a close second, honestly. And I've been to exhibitions for both of them. They're beautiful pieces, and I love what they mean. I love the art combination with them, but I don't like the Speedy 30, and I know that if I bought that bag, it would just be a bag that I looked at and I would want to use it, but I don't like using the Speedy 30, so I would just have it and then not use it. If I had to pick between the Speedy 30 and the Neverfull, both in the Van Gogh style or the Monet style, I'd probably go for the Neverfull, and I don't particularly care for the Neverfull just because it's an open tote. However, last year I got the Salvatore Ferragamo tote, and that is also an open tote. It does have a clasp, but I never used the clasp, and I have really enjoyed using it, so I wonder if now I might have switched thoughts on the Neverfull. Like, could I have a Neverfull? I think I'm much more willing to try having a Neverfull now because of the Salvatore Ferragamo experience. So if I were to get a Monet or Van Gogh piece, it would probably be the Neverfull, because the Speedy 30 is just not a bag for me. Now, a brand that you've heard me talk about a number of times on this channel is Delvaux. I really enjoy Delvaux as a brand, as a house. I love their styles. Their levers are exquisite. The craftsmanship is great. But some of their bags just don't work for me. And the bag that I'm particularly thinking of right now is the Delvaux Coolbox bag. Now, it's another squatty little square bag, and it also has the diagonal attached handles that I don't like. And the way that those handles attach, like at least with the Loewe Amazona, that they have D-rings that you can attach the straps to. And so it, like, at least it sits on the D-rings. With the Delvaux Coolbox, the strap is actually attached to D-rings behind the handles. And Lula West Lux made a great in-depth video on her Coolbox, and I'll link her video for you down below, because if you're interested in a Delvaux Coolbox, I recommend watching her video. But the way that the straps attach, they indent on the leather, and it's very hard to like carry the bag that way. And the handles are short, so it's not like you can crook of the arm that bag. You're carrying it top handle. It's very cute that way, but it's not how I prefer to carry my bag. So even though I think it's very adorable, and I love the zipper, like that long zipper with the D on the end, and it just like, it slides so smooth and it looks so beautiful, like, not a bag for me. Now I do unfortunately have one other Delvaux bag on this list, and this is a bag that I might end up going for at some point. I probably shouldn't for the reasons I'm about to mention, but I just think that bag, it's so cool. It's the Delvaux Pin Swing, and it's so cute. I love the shape of the bag. I love the slouch. I love the perforated bottom. I like the fact that it's got multiple strap options. And I think it's such a cute bag, like hanging from your wrist, holding in your hand, crook of the arm. It would work across the body too. Like, it's very versatile. But I have had the opportunity to try this bag on, and the opening is just so small. The way that the bag is shaped is kind of like a crescent, and in the same way as like the Bottega Veneta Jodi, the zipper is incredibly tight. It's small. It goes from one end to the other. It doesn't zip down at all, so the opening it's so tiny. It's so tiny, and for a bag that you have that you can fit more things in, it's just like, it's hard to reach your hand in and out to get your things. It's hard to see your things because you can't open the bag very wide. It's just not a bag that's easy to use because of the tiny opening. And that's honestly something that stops me from getting a lot of bags, is the opening, because I want to be able to reach in to get my things. I want to be able to see my things if I open up my bag. And so some bags that have just like a tiny little opening that you can't really do those things with, it is something that stops me from really wanting to pull the trigger on those things. Now, I do think that the Delvaux Pin Swing is so attractive, and of every bag on this list, that's the one that I'm most likely to like succumb to and eventually get, especially because the Pin Swing is not exorbitantly priced for a luxury bag. I think it currently goes for $3,300 or $3,500, which for a exquisitely crafted bag of that size, shape, and brand, like, that's pretty good. Like, that's less than a Chanel walk, you know? And so I'm thinking about it. But I'd love to hear your opinions. Do you think that the small zipper opening should put me off of it, or should I actually like maybe go for it because I like it so much? The final bag on this list is one that's probably going to be the most controversial, because this bag is so beloved, and I understand why it's so beloved, because it's a very beautiful bag. It's a really good size. People love this shape. It's so versatile for a lot of people, but I just don't think it works for me, and that is the Chanel Mini Rectangular. Okay, so I feel like I should defend myself, because obviously this is a well-beloved bag. People love it because it's a crossbody option, whereas the classic flaps aren't crossbody options. It has a single flap instead of the double flap, so you can fit more inside of it. People love the fact that it's half the cost of a Chanel classic flap, so it's much more attainable at a price point. Totally understand. They're beautiful bags. I love them. I've tried them on multiple times. I've been offered them a few times. I have said no to them all those times, and that is because it just sits on me funny. And I don't know how to explain it, but every time I wear the Mini Rectangular, and I wear it crossbody, I don't prefer bags crossbody, which might also be a reason why the Chanel Mini Rectangular isn't for me. But every time I wear it crossbody, or even on the shoulder, it sits like kind of weird on my hip. And so I've said this a couple of times with other bags, where it just like sits on my hip and it feels like it sticks out in a way that I just don't find particularly attractive. It feels like it's just jutting out from my body, and I don't particularly care for that. So I always have like different ways that I wear it. Chanel Walk, it doesn't jut out. It sits flat to the body. My vintage Chanel Flap, it does jut out. So I carry that primarily top handle or on the shoulder. The Mini Rectangular, I don't know what to say. I don't like it on me. I think it's a beautiful bag, and I have almost bought that bag a number of times. And every time I almost do it, I have to like rein myself back in. Like, no, don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in what other people say about this bag and why other people like it. You don't like how it looks on you. And I think that is just something that's very important to be aware of. Like, other people can love bags. You could love the Mini Rectangular, and that is totally fair and valid. Like, a lot of people do. A lot of people probably like all the bags on this list, but I just have to be self-aware in that it doesn't work for me, and there is a particular reason why, or even if I can't exactly put my finger on why it doesn't work for me, like it just sits funny, I guess. It's just important to know yourself and to know that, yeah, it is a beautiful bag, but I shouldn't get swept up in the hype because of a beautiful color or because other people are talking it up. It doesn't work for you. So that is my list of 5 bags that I really do love but will not buy or shouldn't buy. I'm looking at you, Delvaux Pin Swing, but shouldn't buy, and why. I love to hear what you think about these bags. If any of these are bags that you really like, or even if these are bags that you have, do you love them? How come? Like, I'd love to hear about that and start a conversation. I'd love to hear also if there's a bag that you love but don't think that you should purchase and why you shouldn't purchase it. I'd also love to hear that in a comment down below. If you like this video, please do give it a like. It super duper helps the algorithm, and subscribe for more content that helps the algorithm even more. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.